quickly, right? So just
your normal hasn't been working.
So what is your ideal characteristics for a woman?
Patience.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Oh, that note was getting there. Anyway, listen, we're talking to you guys about Ready to Love and breaking down the fact that Herbert likes moving slow. And I spelled moving wrong. I'll change that later on. But he likes moving slow. Or is he just afraid of commitment? Or is it that his person isn't there? We're going to discuss that in this upcoming next few minutes for you of this particular breakdown. I want you to do a massive favor before we get to that stage. Like this video, share it, subscribe. We're trying to get to 100K. Help us get to 100K by the end of this year. Subscribe to the channel, then click on that bell button and click on the black bell button so you get notified of every time I go live or when I upload as well. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know my motto, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated. Listen, let's get into this. Don't waste much time. I think there's a lot we can break down from this particular situation. The question we're asking is, does Herbert like moving slow? Or is he just afraid of commitment? Or is it the fact that he just not got his person actually there? Let's have a look.
I have no idea why Herbert thinks everything has to run so incredibly slow. It has kind of been like pulling teeth.
It was.
Let me tell you why Herbert likes to move things slow. And I wish I could get to that part of the video, but let me get there. There's a consistency to Herbert's behavior. I think, especially in this episode, we saw it, right? With the ladies, he's he's flowing, he's a ladies' man, he's charming, he's sweet-tongued, he knows how to charm, right? He's also a very handsome dude, very tall as well. It all helps with the package. What's interesting is the fact he wants to move slow. Now, some reasons why people move slow in dating is that sometimes they're not just afraid of commitment, they're afraid of being hurt. So they move slow, right? Because they want to be able to assess every single angle and make sure 100% they're making the right choice. But people can also move slow because when they start looking at the people within the framework that they're talking to, none of them actually meet their specifications. So their excuse is, I'm moving slow. And really and truly, the actual answer is, I'm not feeling you like that. I'm not feeling you enough to want to go to the farthest regions of what? Marriage. Now, I may want to have a bit of fun with you, but I'm not really thinking about going to the farthest regions in a relationship, right? Which is what I see a lot of times with, Herbert right now, right? And because we have this conversation with Sierra, and did you notice his energy, I felt like matched Sierra's meeting her friends. The whole flirtatious, the whole jokes, the whole things about, I want to have fun and then get to marriage. Let me be very real with you, right? I think we can all have fun and get to marriage, right? But there has to be some intentionality. And I feel like that's what's missing with Herbert. I'm not hearing intentionality. Even with Sierra, I'm still not really hearing intentionality. What I'm hearing is, you go and get this dad. You go and get this dad. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not really hearing intentionality that I actually want you and you alone. And look, when you're here to play, there's a way you go about things. I feel like he's playing right now. Right. And I'm not mad at it. I'm just mad at the fact that you're on the show doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're maybe his mindset changed over the course of the show, but I think quite early on, even Janelle kind of noticed very early on, he's quite smooth and suave and sweet with it. And has always thought that he might be doing a little bit too much and not necessarily bring that intentionality. But I think what I'm seeing is he looked at the room, he saw the women, and he was like, I don't think any of my people are actually here. That's not an excuse for the baby we just seen, though, because let's keep it a buck. I feel like that, even the commentary for Janelle, he always talks about how, she kind of almost like ghetto fabulous, like she's this kind of ghetto queen or whatever, or this, this hood queen, sorry, not ghetto queen, hood queen. And he's mentioned it on this episode. I think he mentioned it on a previous episode as well about her behavior. I think with Quentin, in fact, twice we've heard him say it with Quentin, because the last that they had together, he mentioned about her hoodness as well. But I feel like with Herbert, the reason why he hasn't been intentional, even with Janelle, remember he said, she was saying that you haven't messaged me or whatever. The reason why he hasn't done that is because he's not interested. I think the most person he's interested in is Sierra, because Sierra's given him the energy return that he wants, which is, and the thing is, if Sierra's really serious, unfortunately, he's not taking, I don't feel like he's taking you as serious as you may be taking him serious, because I think you're joking and you're laughing and you're kind of like free-spirited and kind of flirtatious behavior, it matches what he wants, which is I want to have a bit of fun, and I want to be having fun. I want to have a bit on the side, and that's what Sierra's kind of giving out energy wise, right? To Herbert at least. That's why he made that joke in the kitchen in earlier episodes, and they had a conversation about a little bit about sex. Okay, all right. But yeah, I feel like he's moving slow is intentional. I think he moves slow because he wants to be able to slow down other people so they don't get ahead of themselves. In reality, I think he clocked Janelle from way early and has been kind of going through the motions, and hasn't really inspired a beef between himself and Quentin. I think he knows where Quentin stands, and I think he knows where Herbert stands too. And then we saw his behavior with also Katerina, and we saw how he tried to flip it onto the friend to try and ask a question. And I was like, I don't know if he's really fully interested in this process. It's funny because Quentin did the exact same thing to Lee and her friend. Lee wanted to be asking questions to Lee and her friend instead of actually being asked questions. The reason being, more than likely, is that, number one, this ain't their main connection. Lee is not his main connection. Janelle is. And the reason why Herbert did that to Catherine is because that ain't his main connection at all. Right? So we see how they flipped it in that way. I just feel to myself that sometimes, yes, people can be afraid of commitment, right? So people can move slow because they want to make sure they don't make no mistakes, they don't get hurt, they don't trust their decision making previously, right? They've made some mistakes and it's not gone out well, and so what they're doing is they're kind of dragging their feet a little bit to make sure that they get the correct decision. Right, which is what can happen. I just felt like with Herbert, what was interesting was Katerina's date. I just felt like
I'll just take care of you.
That's a consideration.
Yeah.
I think the main part is what ideas in this beautiful brand of yours would you also like to birth? Like you robbing.
Okay, there's a part where Phil answered a question, and I'm not sure. I still don't know what he said. And he said a question, and I don't know if Ali looked at
Great.
No, not wait, hold on. Y'all starting to go before me. And she was like, let's take it. Yeah, okay, I got it now. I got it, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna get it for you guys. Okay. Let me get it for you guys. Okay, so let me see if I can get the question so you can actually see what I'm talking about, guys. Here we go. Don't get me wrong.
Build that intimacy up. So those kind of like the main things that I'm on with my next beautiful relationship.
That was very more extensive than yours, so I'm gonna need you to come with it. Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what she said. That was very, I don't know if that was mature or moist, or I don't know what she said, but right. And then he was like, something, get out my face. I'm like, I don't know what was said. I don't know what's happening, but clearly, I think he rubbed Ali. I think Ali rubbed him the wrong way. He rubbed Ali the wrong way. Something's happening in that particular situation. Maybe because she sees Herbert as not being very serious. In fact, all the friends did not side with Herbert. Every date that he went on to, everybody sided with somebody else aside Herbert. So either he's just not with it anymore, or maybe he's just not a serious candidate. And actually, this process has exposed him for not being serious. That he just wants to have a bit of fun. And if that's the case, maybe he's not ready for love, or at least not ready for love on this show. Right? He's ready for something else. Could be. Let us know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think about people moving slowly? Are you moving slowly because you are afraid?